Hey guys, my name is Kaushik and welcome back to Lambda Test. In this video, we are going to learn two concepts. The first one is how to upload the files in the local browser as well as in the cloud environment using the setFileDetector. After that, we are going to learn how to download the files in the local browser as well as in the cloud environment. So let's get started now. Let's begin with the upload thing. Mostly we can skip like upload and download in automation, but if there is a really requirement is there and we have to automate to proceed, then probably we should do that. But like there are multiple ways to handle it. Like you can use some third-party applications or securely or the auto IT. Those are like third-party application. You can use it, but I will not recommend you to use that because they are not stable. Whereas Selenium itself has inbuilt functions like the setFileDetector and the SendKeys. We are going to make use of that. Let's see one by one. So first of all, let me tell you the scenario what we are going to achieve today. So here you can select this GitHub some kind of jQuery practice website kind of. So here we have like add files. Once I click on it, you can see like we are getting some kind of pop-up, right? Of course, this is a Windows pop-up, so Selenium cannot interact. Selenium focus is basically within the browser. The scope is restricted to the browser web pages, not the browser window, so we cannot handle it. But of course, there is a way to do it. Okay, so for example, I'm going to click on this logo.png, and once I click on open, you can see like it's get uploaded here. Not yet fully, it's just showing the file name. Once I click on the start upload, you can see like we got some progress, and once the upload is success, we can see the delete. So we are going to automate the same. Let us understand how to do it in the local browser first. So I'm going to write a probably a main method just to make it very simple. And of course, as usual, we want the system.setProperties so that we can set our driver path. Then we are going to use the Chrome driver itself. Okay, that's it. Very cool. Now we'll give our URL, that is driver.get, and then followed by this particular URL. So first of all, what we have to do in the sense like, first of all, we have to click on this add files, right? So I'm going to inspect this one. And as soon as I inspect, you can see like it has an input @type equal to file. So this is the catch here. So we have to understand few things. So how does the HTML work in the sense like whatever it is, what website it is, what technology it may be like Angular, React, or Vue.js, whatever it is, as per the HTML, if you want to upload something, there should be input type equal to file. But you might ask me, hey Kaushik, there are UI where we cannot see this. Of course, you cannot see this directly, but of course there will be a this particular element like input type equal to file. Without that, there won't be any upload will happen. Okay, so just search that, you will get it. Okay, so here I have like this one, so I'm going to write the XPath /input and then followed by @type equal to file. Okay, so here I'm getting 1 of 1, so of course it's correct. Let's copy this one, and here I'm going to say like driver dot find element by dot XPath and then followed by the value. Okay, now let's store this in a web element. I will name it like upload element. Okay, so first the direct way of doing is using the SendKeys function. Okay, so if I go to my project resource, you can see like here I have a file called let me refresh this one. So here you can see like I have a file called logo.png. This is the Let Code website logo. Now I'm going to send that. Okay, so if I say like upload element dot send keys, and I have to select dot slash then followed by logo.png. So this is my URL, right? So dot slash in the sense root of the project, and this is my file name with the extension. Now you might ask me, hey Kaushik, but we have to click on that. Why are you using SendKeys, right? So if you see here, this particular element is basically input. Input means what? Input means it is expecting something to pass. What it is expecting in the sense here, type equal to file. So when I say like SendKeys then followed by string, that means it is expecting character like password or input type equal to text. But here file, so we have to give the file path. Okay, but unfortunately this will not work. Let me execute and tell you. Okay, so here you can say you can see like there is no upload, and here you can say like we got an exception and it says like path is not absolute, so we have to give the absolute path here. How to do it is very simple. We'll use the file. So file, let's create an object for this, and within the file constructor we have to pass the actual file path. Okay, that is this one. Okay, then what we'll do, we'll here within the SendKeys, of course the SendKeys needs the absolute path, right? So if you go to the console, you can see like path is not absolute, so we are going to get the absolute path. Absolute path is nothing but the full path of that particular file. Okay, so I'm just going to show you that as well. So sysout file dot get absolute path. Okay, so I'm going to print and show you how does it's going to look, and I'm going to pass the same within the SendKeys as well. Okay, so right click, run as, and then followed by Java application. So now here you can see like we got this let code png and the file name and the size of this, and after that we have to click on the start upload. We'll do that in a moment. Okay, so here you can say like this is the absolute path. So it's basically telling like where is my actual directory, from which directory I'm going to get and which project and the entire file location. Okay, so that is what absolute path means. Now we'll continue with our validations. Okay, so of course we have to do that. So once I upload the file, then I can click on this start upload, right? So I'm going to inspect this one, and here I can see something like span. So I'm going to write a text based XPath, so /span, and here I can select dot equals, then followed by the text. So one of one, of course it's correct, right? So I'm going to copy that, and here I'm going to say like driver dot find element by dot XPath and the value. Then of course we have to do the click action. Now once we do the click action, what will happen, this file will get upload, but to like, let me click on this. So here you can select upload is done. To validate, we'll see like whether the delete, it's a button basically, so delete button is there or not. Okay, so here I can see like data type equal to delete, so I'm going to use this one. So I can say like button and data dash type equals delete in caps, right? Yeah, so we are getting one of one. I'm going to use this CSS. So here I'll select driver dot find element by dot CSS selector and the value. So this is going to return me a web element, or directly we can say like dot is displayed. So this will return me boolean, right? So I can directly use the assert here. So let me go and do that. So assert true, and here we are expecting this to be displayed, right? So assert true in the sense we are basically expecting this displayed to be true. Okay, so let's go and run this now. We'll end up with an exception. I will tell you why. So file is uploaded and start button is also clicked, and you can see delete button is also there. But if I go back to my script, here you can see like it says like no such element, unable to find the locator button data type equal to delete. So basically like when we click on the start upload, it will do the uploading, right? So here there will be a progress bar, right? So the delete button doesn't appear very quickly. So we can use the explicit wait, but explicit wait is not necessary always. We can fix this with the help of implicit wait itself. Okay, so I'm going to bring one more line here. So driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait, and I'm going to wait for like 10 seconds, and here I will pass like 10 seconds. I mean 10 is the actual value and time minute is the seconds. Okay, now let's go and run this. Okay, so here you can see like we got this, like this is the absolute path and there is no error. That means of course our test case passed properly, right? Just to confirm, I'm going to negotiate this, like this is going to be true. That means the element is displayed, but here I'm saying like I'll assert true and I'm passing the false value. So in this time this should fail. This is just for a confirmation, like implicit wait is working, just to show you. Okay, so we should end up with an exception. So here you can see like delete button is there, and exit, yeah, and here you can select expected true but found false, of course, just to show you that. So I'm going to undo this one. Okay, so that's it. This is how we have to upload any file, uh, let it be Chrome browser or Firefox or Microsoft Edge or even Opera. The same technique will work for the local environment. Let us understand how to do the same with the help of cloud environment like Lambda test in our scenario, but the same concept will be applicable if you are going to execute in the Selenium Grid as well. Okay, so first thing first, of course, we have to write our before method and after method. So I'm just going to copy the code from previous test, and actually we don't have to do this every time. If you are going to create a framework, the before method and after method will be somewhere in the common place, and you can reuse that. But just for our learning as a beginner, I'm doing this repeatedly. Okay, so let's go and paste it. So yeah, so here we'll change the build name as upload, and then followed by we are going to run in Windows 10 browser, and the browser name will configure from the parameter. Okay, so here what we have to change, first of all, we don't want this guy, and this driver, of course, we don't need the static or this argument, and this guy should be a test now. Okay, that's it, very simple, we are pretty much done. Okay, so driver.manage, we have the implicit wait, we are going to this particular URL, we are clicking on the, we are passing the file with the help of get absolute path, and then yeah, we are doing some validation. Okay, so let's try to run this. Before that, of course, I'm going to convert this into XML file because we are using the parameter concept, and already I have that. So if you go to this upload.xml, you can see we are using the browser name as Chrome. First of all, I'll change this to Chrome and upload file in Chrome. Okay, now let's go and run this. So if I go to my Lambda test platform, and if I go to within the automation, and here you can select, we have the build name as upload, and if I see like upload in file, it says completed. Let's go and check, and here you can select, we got some exception. Okay, so this basically like 400 bad request, we got the exception. Now let us go to this Eclipse console. Here we are not able to see any exception, but if you go to this TestNG console, here we can see like invalid argument, file not found. It says file not found. Okay, so why it's happening in the sense, of course, we are running in the cloud environment. So whatever we are doing it for the local browser, that means whatever the absolute path is there, it is understandable by the system. But when I say I want to run in the cloud environment, and there I'm getting the absolute path, but the file needs to be there also, right? So for that, what we can do is we can use the Selenium inbuilt function called setFileDetector. Okay, so whenever we create the object, like here we have created the object, after that what we have to do is we have to say like driver dot setFileDetector, and here we have to call like new local file detector. Okay, so what is this basically like? This will help us to upload any files in the cloud environment. Okay, so let's go and execute the same. It should work now. Okay, so right click, run as testng suite, and if I go to my accounts, so here you can see we got this running. Let us wait until it completes. Okay, it got completed, and if I go inside that and let us play the video. Okay, so watch carefully here. It's got completed actually. So let me expand this, full screen, and if I play now, you can see the file got uploaded, and also it's get completed actually because the test case is very small one. But you got the idea, right? So if I go to my Eclipse console, you can see like test run 1, there is no failure, which means this one line of code can do lot of magic. Set file detector, and within that method we have to call this constructor, that is set this constructor, that is local file detector. Okay, so that's it, very easy. Will this work for any other browser? 100% yes. So I'm going to change this to Firefox now, and I'm going to execute one more time. Okay, we have to go here, right? So here you can see like it's running on the Firefox 98, and if I go inside that test, so here itself we can see like there is no error. That means of course it's going to work for sure. Still I will just play this video so you can check it out. Okay, so here you can see like we got the Firefox browser, and also the file got uploaded, delete button is there, right? So that's it, very simple, only one code. Like Selenium, of course, you know, you can write the code once and you can execute in multiple browser, multiple environment, multiple operating system with the help of lambda test. Okay, so that's it, very simple. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'll be happy to help you. Now let us understand how to download the files. Downloading file is really easy, and even in recent version of Chrome driver we don't have to do anything actually, but there might be certain cases where if you notice, like when we download files, for some reasons browser will ask like whether you want to keep the file or you want to delete it for some security reason, right? So we are going to handle that alone. Okay, so it's going to be very easy, and at the end of the video I will also give you one more tip as well. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to convert this into a method. I can give like control to M, control to together, and then press the M. And here I'm going to say like this is going to be my upload function. Okay, okay, and I'm going to comment it out because I don't want to run it now. We'll focus on how to do the download. Okay, so for that I'm going to use this website like Chrome driver, the driver downloadable link. Okay, so if you click on this Chrome driver Windows file, you can see it's going to get download, right? So that's going to be very simple. I'm going to do the same. So I will copy the URL, and here I will say like driver dot get, and then followed by the particular URL. Okay, so yeah, let me explain this. Now here we have to click on this particular any one is fine. I'm going to take this one. So here it's a within the a anchor tag, a tag, so of course it's a link text, right? So driver dot find element by dot link text, and then we are going to do the click action. So that's it, actually pretty much fine, and we will assume that it's going to take like around 10 seconds to do the download. So we'll just add it dot sleep. Okay, so and then we'll close the browser. Okay, so that's going to be very simple, and of course we have to surround this with the try catch. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute this in the local browser first, just to show you, and I'm going to comment this after method as well as this before method. Okay, so that means we are going to execute only this main method, testng method. Don't get confused with the name. This is just a name, like main is just a main. When we have like public static void main strings of arguments, then that's going to be your actual main method. This is just a method. Okay, so here we have the driver and we have implicit wait. We are going to that particular site, we'll click on that, it will download the file, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to run as testng test now, and we got some error. Okay, why this path? Okay, sorry, I forgot to set the system.set property, so I'm going to uncomment and execute this one more time. So it got open, and you can see the download is happened, and nothing issue in this. In recent version of Chrome driver, it's going to work fine. Okay, but sometimes what happens, like here you will see something like keep or discard, that we'll get for security reasons, right? So to avoid that, what we can do is we can use the Chrome options for that. Okay, I'm going to show you that. So here I can say like Chrome options, let it like option equal to new, then followed by Chrome options, and here we have to use the hash map or any kind of map. Okay, so here I'm going to say like hash map, and it's going to be like a string, the key, and the second one will be like your object. I believe you have basic idea of map, so I'm not going to cover that. I'll just show you the code. Okay, so here I'll just give like nap, we'll give some name like preferences, something like that, equal to new hash map, and yeah, that's it. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to add the key. So preference dot add put, basically not add, sorry for that. So put, and the string is going to be, already I have copied the value, so this is the one, download dot prompt for download, and we are going to set it as false. That means it will not ask like whether you really want to download or not. Okay, now yeah, that's it. We are pretty much done with this. Then what you have to do is whatever the option we are going to set, that should be passed here. Okay, and one more thing is like we have to say like option dot set experimental preferences, and here we have to give our preference. Okay, so prefers, this one is basically your key and this is your value. Okay, this prefs can be anything, it can be like ABC, that's not a problem, but this is your key, so you have to give it correctly, and this is also key. These are like inbuilt functions. Okay, how do I know this? In the sense like we have a website called list of chromium commands. So for example, if you want to set like dash dash headless, that means it will run without UI, right? So here you can see a lot of things, like if you want to give access to the camera or the mic or the location, you can search here and you can give the keys in the Chrome preferences. Okay, so that's it, very easy one. So I'm going to execute this. It's going to work for sure, nothing changed. This is just like one layer of additional code to make sure that your code will work each and every time. Okay, so here you can select Chrome driver dot, the window zip file, Chrome driver window zip file got downloaded. Okay, and that's it, pretty much cool. So yeah, that's it from my side. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask in the comments. I will be happy to reply. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one very soon. Have a nice day.